I'm Chuck, and this is Xtreme Gainz. How many of y'all absolutely love my box top method? Because I sure do. Box top, breakdown, W formation, macro daily third, fulfilled. The live stream was off the chain. We had somebody in live stream comment at the end. They made $65,000 today. I had two members of my premium Discord reach out to me. They both made over $50,000 today. Wonder why. Is that getting my voice right there on YouTube? Can we hear me on YouTube now? Can anybody hear me on YouTube? Muffled? What about now? Hear me on YouTube now? Okay, good. Kevin, good. Thank you, Kevin. John, good on YouTube now? Okay. Good. Thank you, John. All right. Trading in a crane. Badass. Don't bother me. I'm in a crane. It's loud as hell in here. Yeah, Discord. I don't know why the music's pumping into you guys. It shouldn't be. I'm not sure why it is. I'll mess around. Just turn your volume down for now. I can turn this down a little lower here. I don't understand why it's doing that though. I know there was a setting in Discord one other time. Discord used to malfunction and do this. And then I know there's a setting somewhere. I found it the one day it did this, and what about that? What about that, Discord? Did that get rid of the music? Your voice is a mixture between Jesus and Fergie. Appreciate it, bro. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. We still have music in Discord piping into you guys. Morning, Buckeye. Still have music. All right. I'm not sure. Hang tight, Discord. I'm going to disconnect and come back. Give me a second. How's that? Still music? Son bitch. Is it too bad, Selm and Shane and John? Is the music I know. I just shut it off so I could talk to you guys for a minute. Is it too loud? Is it like doing the blasting thing? Okay. I'm just going to keep it off then. I don't know what else to do. I can do this. Because I need music here for my brain to. I'll just keep it off till I can figure it out. I want to get to the stuff here. We got about 20 minutes. I want to go through everything with everyone real fast before the market opens. I don't have time to be dicking around with it. Thank you guys for helping me out. All right. All right. I got some music playing over there. That way I got something in here. I'm not sitting in silence. Sound clear now? Music was on YouTube. Yeah, as well. Okay. Yeah, the music usually is just a low lying background, you know. But if it's causing issues, we'll just leave it like this. All right, good morning. Thank you, Kevin. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's good. Break out, back to reverse. All right, let me go over this stuff, show you what I'm looking at, show you what I'm expecting to see, yada, yada, yada. Give you my quick little rundown of what we're looking at. This is MES on the chart. MES on the chart. Okay. Macro. We're on 4 hour looking at MES. This is going to be the same essential setup on SPY, on SPX, and on ES. Now they are just a tiny bit different. Those of you that know. They are a tiny bit different. Not a whole lot. A tiny bit, but all in all, everything is the same. The projection is going to be the same irregardless. Just in a roundabout way. So locally here, this is 4 hour. If we zoom out to mega, we do have a mega top here, and my shit's off. Hold on a second. Here's our weekly mega. We have a weekly 2, which I have pulled here, and then everything else is internal. We are sitting in a mega top right now. And right here it is. Really and realistically, if you want to frame this, right there's your framework for the top, for your box top right here. And for now, So that is our consolidative range on the macro / mega time frame. If we go inside of this, you can see what we have going on. We're in a local 4-hour top also. So we're in a top inside of a top, right? We're in a macro top inside of a mega top, okay? We're in the same exact place. This is the alignment that we look for before we get a move. Before we get like the next large macro or mega move, we look for structural and schematic alignment, right? So we're going to always end up in the same place at the same time on all time frames before the market will move something for its next macro or mega move. And that's what we're seeing here, right? We're seeing a macro top inside of a mega top. And then you could go inside that macro top and we're going to have a mid, if you want to go mid, or a micro as well, right? And as I can bring you in here and show you on the 5-minute, we're sitting inside of a micro top as well. We just were this morning, and if this translates back up, then this is all going to be a top inside of a top inside of a top, right? So that's where we get that alignment for movement. So we are on the cusp of the next large move anytime now. And what we're looking at is a schematic sitting in front of us, right? We got the bottom right here. We have our top right here. We have our previous top here. So you got top, bottom, top, schematic sitting in front of you. You have the neckline for our current top right here. We have a granular 4-hour right here. Granular 4-hour forward third, structural 4-hour forward third. We have a structural reverse 4-hour and a granular reverse third 4-hour. Those are our forward and reverse thirds for that schematic. That is our macro movement, right? So we have some micros. You can see we're above our 4-hour granular forward third. Price action is above that. So that means we're inside the box, and that means we're playing on the internals. The smaller time frames. For this to play the larger, we're going to have a window here from granular to structural to the downside. Then from structural, which means reverse, to granular, reverse. Those are going to be your macro windows to the downside. Upside, the only macro window there is, you can see we have internal convergence sitting right there in front of us today. And that's going to be right at the structural neckline for this double bottom here. If that breaks and we breach and push through there, that's where we make our macro move to the upside. Now, to the upside, we have to contend with our internals retesting on the way back up. On the way back up to where? First and foremost, the macro top, followed by the mega top. And if that mega top breaches, then we get a mega move for triangular void. Here's our triangular void. We get that mega move when we breach that mega top. Okay? Snakes right now, I'm still looking at the 2 OG snakes, red and blue. So for any of you members of the support members of the YouTube channel, we're still rolling with red and blue. Let me go to SPY. This is where I have the snakes. The day of the previous divergence is the blue one, and the day prior to the previous divergence is the red one. We'll start with the blue one here. The day of divergence, we are in the mirrored position and only can be the mirrored position. It cannot be anything else. It's this or bust, meaning divert, meaning invalidate, right? You can see how we have fractal mirroring in the mirrored position, fractal mirror, fractal mirror, fractal mirror, fractal mirror. And now we have fulfillment. Now, if we were in the straight up position, this would have dropped out last week, right? We would have fell on our face right here. Boom. We did not. We stayed hung up. What is that hang up? You can see the peak right there. It's right there. So it's mirrored position. Pull that down. This is the first mirroring of that snake. It gets pulled down here, and you can see we are fulfilling that almost verbatim. What does it project? It looks, well, for sure it's downside, right? It projects downside. However, it could be a small move up to retest that internal macro forward third, right? That's 1, 2, fuck off, 2, 3, fuck off, 3, granular forward third. it's a retest of that if it were to do that. So it could potentially breach neckline to the upside. And then if it were to do that and run this blue snake, we would reject from there, therefore putting in what? The hook and ladder, right? So there's the hook and ladder if that were to happen. Now, does it have to go upside before it does that? No. Could it come downside straight from here? Yes, it most certainly could, right? I'll show you on the internal one. We're going to know which one it is. However, overall, if we run the blue snake, it is downside, and it is downside hard, what looks to be today. It looks like we're ready to move. If we move from our current position of price action and run this to the downside to its not first available target is almost 1%, down to the forward third, it's 2%. So minimum of 1%, maximum of 2% today to the downside if it runs the blue snake. Then the red snake, which is the day prior to the previous divergence, it is still running somewhat in its straight up position. It shows the complete opposite of that. It shows that same movement, but to the upside, right? And inversely, but likewise, shows a 2+% move. That looks like 2.5. Obviously, we're going to retest internally here. But that does show what looks to be an initial 2+% move to the upside with a check back in and then a continuation move up, multiple percents. And you see the convergence of macro and mega, internal macro, external mega, internal macro, external mega convergence right there is where that's going to be gunning for. So if we get that upside move and following of the red snake, that is what we'll be looking for, and that is where we will short off that top. Then if we go internal, going back to MES, you can see the dotted lines. That's our bottom. Clearly, this is our bottom, right? You can look at this as double bottom. You can look at this as inverted head and shoulders. However you want to look at this, that is our bottom structure. So that is your framework for the bottom. That is how we know where we're going and if we're going to the upside. I've already told you this. If we crack the two forward thirds that are going to converge out here at the end of today, this convergence up here is not going to happen on MES until after hours today. However, if we were to get and confirm above that large one and break this structure to the upside, confirming that above that forward third, we are running that red snake to the upside. And we'll be looking for a large continuation of an upside move coming out of this bottom. Likewise, but inversely to the downside, there's a reverse right here that you see internally, and there's another one right here. I just marked it with a hash. That one there is the granular. Oh, right here. Granular right here. Right there. That's the granular reverse right there that we used off of confirmation continuation on level 2 confirmation to go upside here. That's that there. So I just marked it with a green hash. So I know that it's a retest because we fulfilled it right here. I wanted to clean up the chart a little bit for you guys. So that's what we're looking at. So when that right here, green hash, breaches, we are moving to the downside and we are more than likely going to see that blue snake, or I'm sorry, yeah, the blue snake play out to the downside. Okay. So we'll have a macro confirmation there and we'll have our first macro confirmation there. The internal trading windows for today. At this moment, right now, according to this schematic, if we crack our forward third, granular forward third acting as ascending level of support, we make a move back down to the green reverse. That's your window number 1. So trigger and target right there. If you want to trail it down, you can and call this TP1 and TP2. You can do that since they're retest, and then TP3 down here. And again, retest, retest, retest the whole way down. And retest, retest, retest the whole way up. What do we know about box top schematics when they clear the table like this? When they clear the deck and they fulfill all of the schematics internally and externally, what does that typically imply is coming? Big move, right? Because they've cleared the table. No schematic fulfillment is required, right? There's no mandatory fulfillment on the table. Everything's a retest and it can just take off from there, right? We don't even have to stop. We're going to stop and interact with these levels more than likely, but it doesn't have to, right? And that's the sign that we know, okay, here it comes, okay? So be alert to that, understand that. And we're clear for takeoff in either direction. And I mean, our first mandatory fulfillment, look at this shit. This is what's insane. Let me show you this. Our first mandatory fulfillment to the upside from where we're currently at is 8.5% away. And our first mandatory fulfillment to the downside from our current position is 12.5% away. One of those two moves are on deck. 8.5 to the up, 12.5 to the down. One of those two. Now, will it happen all at once? No, you guys should know better than that. But that one of those moves are coming next. We're just waiting for confirmation of which direction we're heading. We are sitting in a box, so I have no. We're sitting in a bottom. I have no confirmation yet. I just showed you where we get our first confirmations. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about any of that? We are T minus 3 minutes until market open. Good luck today. Do good. Be smart. Stay locked in. Let's have a great day and make a ton of money. I'm gonna have to leave a couple times throughout the day today to go let the dog out. But I plan on being here, in and out throughout the day here. Be here this morning like I always am. I'm gonna have to go let the dog out probably around 10:30, maybe 10:30, 11. And then probably again early afternoon after lunch. So, any questions on anything? You're welcome, Shane. Yeah, man, you could. You could. you'd wanna have some time on them, because the downside to that is that this thing can sit here. Realistically, it can sit here for as long as it wants. And that'll be your range. Where we really get macro confirmation for, like, if you wanted to do a long dated straddle swing like that, would come under this right here, under that reverse right there, and above our mega top. Once we get those, then we know for certain what macro and mega direction we're moving. So this range could be, you know what I mean? That fluctuation of range could really affect those if they're not long dated. But yeah, one of those two moves are on deck. There's our rake out to reverse. We're 10 ticks off target. It was just a 20. One minute to go. There we go. TP1. TP1 hit. I gave you the trigger. TP1 is right here. We're into strength. TP1 hit. Target hit. TP2, the green hash underneath. Right here. You're welcome, Sam. You're welcome, Shane. Stream just froze. L. Sorry, man. I don't know what to tell you. It looks good on my end. Ding, ding. Market is open. We're breached and pushing. TP2. Watch for an inversion here. Overshot inversion back to forward third if they don't run TP2. There they go, TP2. TP2 hit. It won't let me back out. Get out. Fuck off. This is your granular forward third now. The orange line here. So if we bounce off TP2, it's back to orange. And we're looking for green check here. So we are looking for a bounce, but it doesn't have to. Remember, this is retest on the way down. So both TP1, TP2 on the intraday trades just hit 50 ticks on the opening trade. Working again? Okay, good. Target hit, upside TP hit. Short back to reverse. They missed the reverse here. They can run off that other one, though, as overshot just because of the forward third, the macro forward third that's in there. This one here. Kind of bullshit move, but if it plays straight up, it needs to come back down to reverse to this one here, to the downside TP2. There it goes. Come on, baby. Hey, Dawn. What's up, brother? Are you in here, Dawn? Are you on the YouTube stream? Here we go. Come on, baby. That was granular fulfillment. They may go back up for a structural fulfillment, but technically this is considered fulfilled now. They should, again, if they play straight up, they should come down to this one right here. They may go back up here again and then come down. That wick is a granular fulfillment. I want to see it stay up here and actually fulfill and then come back down off of it, not just wick up and back. That was a yeah, that was a 50 tick net neutral candle. Crazy. Hey, Dawn, I just got your email, man. If you still have your, there we go. There's the rake to TP2. There it is. Beautiful. Played straight up. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. TP out. Or trail. If you're trailing, it's going to be hard to have a stop here. You're going to have to go check 2. There. TP2 hit and breached. Hit and breached. Stop above. Check 2 support. Stop above, check 2 support. TP3 down here. Here we go. Breach push. They may just run it. You got a lot of room here, so confirm this. Confirm this before you take it. They like to overshoot here. Just going to mark that wick. Going to get rid of this. Mark the wick. If it goes back across 2 support, check 2 support, we should see a move back up to granular. Up here. Anyways, Dawn, I just got your email. If you have your old link, man, just come back in. Just use it and come back in. If you don't have it, let me know. I'll send it to you right now. I'll send you a new link. Nice rake out. What a beautiful rake out. I think they're going to run this. This is our first layer, our first level of macro confirmation to the downside for that large downside move. Because we're going to go from granular to structural. Okay, here, I'll just send you one then. That way you have it. That way when you get back in here, you have it. There you go, bro. I just sent you a new one to your email. Awesome, man. Happy you're coming back, bro. You're welcome. I think they're going to run it. They really do. Breach push. $15 seconds left in the candle. Heck yeah, man. It does you good to take a break every now and then. It really does. I've always, as you know, I've been an advocate for taking breaks. I mean, we're breach and push. This is last chance to bounce it. If not, they're going to rake. We're pushing. Last chance to rake. Or a bounce, I mean. Last chance to bounce or it's getting raked. This is where they invert. They're massively overshot right now. This is where they turn this into a big green boomstick right here. Last chance to bounce it. If not, it comes the whole way down. It has to. We're 65 ticks off target right now to the downside. Here we go. We're getting a push. Push. Push out. We're pushing off. Push through. Push through. There we go. There we go. There we go. For this macro forward third, the blue one, to become a target, we must hit this macro reverse. This is not an upside target till we come down here to this reverse. Then that becomes our upside target. Until then, the micro is the upside target. This one up here, the white one. We look good though. We're fully breached to the downside. I would take TP3 into strength right here. If we get the continuation of the push here, I would take it down here. Down there. Like 35 ticks off. There she goes. 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 One more push. We're going to be into strength to TP3. Here we go. Here it is. 5 seconds left in the candle. If they invert back, we're inverting back to blue first. Yep, there's the invert back to blue. Let's see if we can get a rake off. There it is. Go. 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 Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. There we go. There it is. There it is. Oh, you dicks. Finish the move. There we go. There it is. Into strength from the wick down. Into strength from here down. From here down. Yes, sir. Blow that horn, baby. What a call this morning. TP hit. TP3 hit. They're probably going to grab macro here, but we're going to go ahead and play it safe. Turn your blue macro granular forward third to orange. That is now our upside target. What a rake out. And we had it absolutely perfect. 0.5%, 125 ticks so much. Beautiful. Beautiful trade. Beautiful, beautiful trade. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trade. Good job, guys. Good job, Sam. Good job, Rick. Thank you, brother. Beautiful trade. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Beautiful way to start the morning off. Now we can re-enter. We can re-enter under macro underneath structural forward third. So we have structural reverse third. And we have structural forward third, macro sitting right here. Once we clear and confirm underneath both of these, then that's where we're going to re-enter for a nice long hold short down to our next convergence target down here. Otherwise, we're anticipating this bouncing here, messing around, building a bottom, bouncing back to granular. And if it wants to run just straight back and hook and ladder, it can't. It can do that as well. We'll be shorting off that now. Problem with the long right now is we need confirmation back upside to take a long because this is retest so we can invalidate and move downside here. So we got to make sure we confirm back upside before we re-enter long. We're better off entering short right now until we see a move and a confirmation back upside. You're welcome, Joe. Thank you, brother. Good job, everybody. Good shit. That's what we do. That's what we do. We make money, honey. We make the money. Big wick back. Big 20 tick plus wick back. This can go back up. So remember, all we have is a granular fulfillment here. So if they want to take this back off of the internal, they can, meaning come back to this one. We need this macro before this truly becomes our upside target. Understand? So if this does, in fact, go back up here, don't short off of this on a wick back up like that, or an engulfing candle back up, either a wick back of this candle or an engulfing candle on the next candle. Don't short off of that till you know it's coming back, because this can retake that and come up here, because all we have is granular fulfillment there. We don't have structural fulfillment, and we don't have macro reverse to send this to macro forward. Understand? Still playing on the internal schematic, not the external macro yet. These ones we're not playing on yet. We're playing here and here still. Not saying it won't fulfill here and come back. It can, but we're going to confirm that back. We're just not going to take an initial hit entry on the short here. We're going to make sure it's coming back. Man, I got a headache. I'll be right back. I need to take my NAD and I need to take some ibuprofen. Whoop, whoop. Hell of a morning. Hell of a good way to start the day off. Way better than running a dozer? Hell yeah, it is. Hell yeah, it is, bro. I will co-sign that. Yeah, construction is stupid. It is. I worked it for two decades, man. A little over 2 decades. I know. Nice big rake back here. I'm with you. It's very rare. You know this about me. It's very rare that I lose sight of how awesome it is to do this for a living and like what a difference it's made in my life. I try to stay in that mindset as much as I can because it is. I mean, what a privilege, what a blessing to be able to. Because I, like you, when I worked out there in that shit for those 2 decades, man, I bust your ass. You bust your ass, and you run yourself. I used to call it running my dick into the dirt. I used to say dick into the dirt. You know, I work so hard, you just run yourself straight into the dirt, man. And for what? For a paycheck. You know what I mean? Killing yourself and like literally killing yourself. I literally got cancer, skin cancer, because I worked outside. It was. I'm with you. What a blessing. What a privilege to be able to do it. Here we go. They're raking it back. Looks like full rake back. They got to engulf this candle back or suck this candle back. If not, it's coming the whole way back. That was just a hell of a 3 check there. That is our 3, by the way. So if you want, you can pull an internal. We have a new internal here. It's going to be a 1 blue from this bottom right here. Yeah, looks like full rake back. New candle in 15 seconds. Bang, rake. Bang, rake. There it is. Rake, TP again. This should go to macro this time. If we get straightforward fulfillment, it's going to go to macro this time, the green one. Imagine if they taught kids how to actually make money in school rather than funneling everyone into the paycheck grind. No doubt, man. No doubt. Yeah, to make owners rich. Yeah, they can take your kids to Bahamas on vacation. Yeah. Yeah, it's always to make someone else rich. Yeah. I just don't like the idea of trading the time I have on Earth for a like I don't like putting a dollar amount on the time of my life. You understand? I don't know how else to say this, but like whether it's $25 an hour, $30 an hour, $15 an hour, like I don't I always feel like I'm getting the short end of the stick because all of that time I'm never getting back. So I'm selling my life. Yeah, there you go. Selling hours. I'm selling my life. Like I'm literally selling my life to somebody who's making hundreds of dollars an hour off of my life, and I'm getting a fraction of that. I'm not okay with it. Never have been, which was one of my biggest hangups. I'm a terrible employee. I'm a terrible employee. Horrible. I'll be the first to admit it. I am not a good employee. I do not like working for somebody. I do not like trading my life, my actual life that I'm not getting back. I'm not getting this shit back. Like each day that passes is gone. It's gone forever. And I'm trading it for, when I think back to the days when I first started in construction, $15 an hour. Hell, 10. I remember starting $10 an hour. And when I was younger working for minimum wage back in the day, it was $5 and something an hour. Like when I think about that stuff, knowing what I know now about life, here we go. There's our macro TP hit. This is either way. It could fulfill or they can retake. I think we're going to fulfill. I could be wrong. It can retake if they want because we're playing off that internal. An initial hit, I took it. I shouldn't have. The initial hit short is not a good idea here. It's not a sure bet here. This can retake and go give us the granular fulfillment on the internal. I want it to fulfill here. And then finish down the macro. All this is single bottom inversion. Check 3, single bottom inversion. See it? So I want it to fulfill here. Straightforward, it comes back. If they retake, we're going back internal to granular. But anyways, yeah, you know that about me. I've always said that, talked about that. That's why I try to stay in this mindset. But like I always felt like the value of the hours of my life that I'm selling are worth more than anybody's gonna pay me. Like even at the highest I've ever been paid. I mean, when I was an employee, the highest that my salary has ever been was 120,000. And then I got like management bonuses and stuff, which put me at like 150, was like the most I've ever made in my entire life. Up until I started trading. But that was the most I had ever made as an employee. And even then, and that's above average in my opinion. That's an above average. That's like and I was upper management and dealing with all kinds of crazy shit constantly and 24 hours a day. Even then it wasn't worth it. Even then I was miserable. I'm like, I'm literally selling my life away for dollars, for pennies on the dollar. And just never been okay with it. So I'm with you, bro. I wish somebody would have taught me this shit back in high school. Like my God, we're the I mean, I'm glad I'm where I'm at. Don't get me wrong. I'm not regretting, but like, man, if somebody would have showed me this stuff back in high school, the trajectory of my life from high school to now at 45 would have been catastrophically different. There we go. There's a rake off. There's looking like fulfillment. If it is, this comes the whole way back to macro, down to green. Come on, pull it. Some people can't see this. Truth, Chuck. Yes, it is. You love making money sitting on your ass? Hell yeah. If I didn't read that already, hell yeah. Selling hours, yep, which is a finite resource. It is. It's the most valuable thing we have. It literally is the most valuable thing we possess. Pull it. Beautiful. Beautiful pull. Pull it. We need this red candle to close red, and then that's fulfillment. We'll go ahead and turn orange white to confirm the fulfillment. I've watched this company go from junk to $10 million boast, 27 years and same pay. No shit, bro. Wow. $10 million boats. No shit. That's crazy. I know that's what it is too. It's what it is. 27 years and you're making the same shit. I mean, not to make you feel bad about, but I mean, I'm sure you make good money, but like as an employee, that has to feel like a kick in the nuts. It would to me. It would to me. I'd be like, shit. All of that kind of stuff is what set me off, bro. It's what set me off to find a different way, to figure something else out because I was miserable. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I was absolutely miserable. Miserable. Like hated life. Hated look at that wick back. Look at that suck back. See, this is why I said that. There they go. They showed fulfillment and took it back. That's why I said we need that candle to close red to confirm the rake off. Took the bounce, reversed the target. Good job, bro. Good morning. Was that in PA? No, that was in Orlando, Florida. Preach, bro. Yes, sir. Hated working for people. Yep, dumber than me, though. Yep. Project managers were sales oriented, not construction savvy. Yep. Yeah, because they come in educated. You know what I mean? And, but not in not in not in the right way. Or at least they think they're educated. Till you get guys like us that I mean, I started swinging a hammer, literally, with my dad and my grandpa. I was like 7 years old on a roof, swinging a hammer, humping fucking shingles up a ladder. On my shoulder, bundles of shingles up a ladder. One hand on the ladder, bundle on my shoulder. Okay, they closed red. Closed red, and we reopened here. That is fulfillment. See if they translate what they do here. You can turn this white. That's fulfillment. 60-25, 60-50. That's your granular reverse right there. The red candle. Getting a breach to the upside. Yep, breach, push to the upside. I'm staying away. I shouldn't even be taking that. I'm staying away from it. Can't tell what it should be fulfillment, but meaning it should come back. There it is. There's a suck back. That's what I was hoping for. I should have stayed in. There it is. There it is. Should have stayed in up top. That was dumb. Getting out. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Take a couple of them back. There it is. There it is. There it is. Rake them out. Rake them out. Baited upside on the breakout. Rake them out. Pull it. Pull it. Straight back. Death candle. Pull it. Pull it. Wham, bam. Here we go. Pull it. Pull it. Pull it. 50 ticks off target. It should let go. If it doesn't let go, look for it to go back up. Minute and a half in the candle. It should just release out. Should release out. We're under the 1 minute. Should be a death candle. It should not be hanging on here. Release. Release. Rake. 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 Let go. Let go. Let go. Let go. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. There it is. There's a death candle. There she goes. 1 minute TP right there. For translation, it already translated off that. If you want to TP out there again, you can. We go through that. We're going to come down to the bottom. And it should. It should go through. Should be a full red death candle the whole way down. Go. 30 seconds left in the candle. If it doesn't rake, watch for a green candle to light up on the next candle. You may want to TP out if you took the short. In case it translates again. Remember, that's a macro forward third. That's a structure granular 4 hour. So we could sit here for a while. Rake out. We got the rake though. We got what? I should have stayed in. I was in at the fucking top. 50 tick rake. New candle. See? Light up green. And finish. 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 Nope. Translate. Just like I said. Light up green. Good TP on the 1 minute if you took it. You'd have got stopped out there if you didn't. This should not be hanging on. This should be coming straight down. Last company I was with for 15 years, loved the dealers I worked with, made great money, sales numbers crushed, and they manufactured a reason to let me go. Made me realize working for others is trash. No doubt about it, bro. No doubt about it. You know why? Because the people, I mean, if you find an employer that thinks the way we think about it, you've hit the jackpot. The problem is what we've talked about before, Shane, is how few people compute and think the way we do about life. And if people thought the way we did, like if we were employers, right? I mean, granted, there's got to be a level of business there, right? And boundary and discipline when it comes to paying and things like that, but paying a certain amount for positional work and stuff like that. But we would have an appreciation for it on a level that most don't, right? And that's the issue. We're a rare breed. I think what the way we all operate and think and have talked about in my mind is normal. There we go. Finish move. I'll never go back to working for a boss. Fuck that. I'm with you, bro. I'll never work another job the rest of my life. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Like, holy moly. Yeah, it makes you not want to work for them. No doubt about it, bro. I would feel the same way. I would feel like it's a kick in the dick. Seriously. Like 27 years? Dude, 20 that's call it 3 decades. 27 years? Golly. Yeah, educated. Yep. There we go. There she is. Beautiful. You're beautiful, girl. And they went back up. They're dicks. What's up, Widow? What's up, Tess? Here we go. Rake out, you dickheads. They owe us a reverse. They owe us a macro reverse. Unless they're going to try to translate off this 1 minute again. Which is a weird concept. We're coming off of a 4-hour granular, 1-hour structural, and they're translating off a 1 minute. So we're playing between a 1 minute and a 4-hour, a micro and a macro. Real strange. Morning. Did I say good morning, Tess? Good morning. If I didn't, always took care of my crew when I was running a small demo outfit. Of course. Come and put the effort in and get some sweat. Yep. Yep. To lift them up. Yep. Yep. That's that appreciation for it, like I was saying. We're different. We're a different breed like that, man. I truly believe that. There she goes. Come on. There it goes. There we go. Assholes. Why does my front door cameras keep going off? Well, this should not be good enough. If you work 3,000 hours, that fucking front door, I'm gonna have to change that. Why did we just fall off a cliff? We went from 20 to 9 people. YouTube playing their games again. Work 3,000 hours a year. Plus, you can get a 3-piece chicken dinner. Yeah, 2 free drinks at the Christmas party. This is pissing me off. I'm gonna have to move that camera. Son of a bitch. I don't know why we just dropped off again. It's got to be YouTube. Going back up. That's your red, red, red. We got to clear this high and the red line, and then we'll move up to the granular again. Which is the orange line. I should have raked the whole way back. That hesitation. Pull it. Quit fucking around. There it is. Finish it. Finish it.